were they becoming Ahmadis? And even if after becoming Ahmadis they were still dying, then why did not they return back to their original faiths? So that influx into Ahmadiyyat became stable. Now I in capacity of Waqf Jadeed member, or in the capacity of Khudam al-Ahmadiyya member, I used to travel a lot in the villages, and perhaps I think I have traveled more in Pakistan in villages than anybody else. But during my inquiries, I found that actually in large number there were still towns who were witness to the fact that our forefathers saw this sign and became Ahmadis. Yet not one case to the opposite was discovered by me. Not a single village declared to me that that village used to be an Ahmadi, but because town also destroyed them equally, so they renegated and went back to their original faith. So this is a very positive proof that the prophecy which was fulfilled to the letter, and if, as I understand, it is a sign of God which is appearing again, then of course I hope, inshallah, no genuine true Ahmadi would be affected adversely by the town.
Jazakumullah for that. Continuation of this 100 years in the past in this Ahmadiyya, that town has appeared a few times. It is going to be reappearing?
No, not a few times. Town appeared only between 1894 and 1896, 1906.
Yeah.
And after that there was no town. Now, you are dragging me into answering more than I wanted to do here. Already I have instructed Muslim Television Ahmadiyya to present many articles and discussions on this issue for the rest of the world to know exactly what happened in the past and what may happen again. You know, long ago, in 1976, Maulvi Abul Atta Sahib, late Maulana Abul Atta Sahib, who was the proprietor and editor of Al-Furqan, once came to me in Waqf Jadeed and wanted me to work on a problem which he thought needed more attention, and so far we have not been able to tackle it effectively. The problem he presented to me was the national calamities and their relationship with prophecies of God. Can they be used as punishment, like Masih has said? And if so, then anyone can say these calamities are befalling the world according to my predictions, and they are proving that I am right. Earthquakes do take place, so also plague strikes large areas of human population from time to time. So how can you tell the difference between a prophecy of warning being fulfilled or a national calamity taking its course naturally? This was the question he gave me to work upon, and I wrote a series of articles published during that year in Al-Furqan regarding, I think, 2 or 3, if not a full series, and which can be read now by you. Their town was also taken up. And during my study of town, I realized that if Hazrat Masih was an advent of the Messiah, as we believe he was, then maybe there was a similarity between the signs which appeared for him and the signs which appeared for Jesus Christ. So it is possible that during the early period of Christianity, Ta'un also came to punish the people. And if we study the behavior of that Ta'un of the first period, then perhaps we'll be able to understand the nature and the behavior of the Ta'un, that is the plague of the second period. So I was indeed astounded to discover that Ta'un was utilized by God as an instrument of punishment to the people of Judea when they rejected Christianity and perpetrated crimes against innocent Christians. Now that Ta'un was limited to the area of Judea alone, spilled across borders but not much. But then surprisingly, exactly after 100 years, the plague again broke out, but in a much wider area, and it followed where Christianity had also reached and was again rejected, and Christians were cruelly treated. I am talking of the Roman Empire. So it was a large plague and very devastating plague which struck the Roman Empire after about 100 years from the appearance of the first plague. Now, having discovered this, I wrote in that article that I believe that this plague of Hadhrat Masih is going to reappear again after 100 years, and it will strike a wider area this time than before. Now then I worked on Masih literature, more bringing it to focus, the Ta'un issue in focus, further focus, and I was surprised to read a prophecy in Hadhrat Muslim's books that God had told him that this Ta'un would come again. It has not left forever. It would come again and deliver the same message. Now that does not mention in how many years, but inferring from what had happened earlier in the history, I had predicted that it would occur after 100 years. Now I was surprised to learn that at the time of Masih, the first Ta'un which struck was in exactly 1894. It appeared from Surat and spread to a degree to some extent in Bombay, and then it was controlled for a while. Then it struck again in 1897, and from then on it became uncontrollable, and then it started slowly traveling northwards and eastwards and westwards, and entered the Punjab some years after the prediction of Hadhrat Masih, and there it became the severest, where the message of Ahmadiyya had been delivered and rejected. So far that prophecy seems to be bearing well, and I believe, this is my personal belief, because God has not specifically told me, but the study of history of Christianity and the books of Masih has at least convinced me that as it has started unrolling itself again, the Ta'un will further proceed in the same direction and apply this time in a wider area.